Hello, students. So, today we are going to start with a new topic, that is class and status views of Weber. Earlier, in the earlier lecture, we have studied about the Karl Marx views on class and status. Now, we are going to study about the Weber views on the class and status. So, let's understand class according to Weber. Class, a person economic position in a society status is called a class. A person economic position in a society is called a class. Status, a person's prestige, social honor, a person who's having whatever the prestige we are having, the image, the social honor, or the popularity in the society is called status. So Weber noted that the political power was not rooted in the capital value solely, but also in one's status. So Karl Marx, as Karl Marx said that. According to Karl Marx, if we talk about the Karl Marx, then Karl Marx believed that totally the economic activities are responsible for the class and status. And class is an important concept in sociology, and the views of the Karl Marx Weber in regard to the issue thus provide a source for endless debate. And we can compare the Max and the Weber by examine the main ideas of each theories about the notion that Marx's main argument is this, that the class is determined by economic factor, by economic activities, by economic factor alone. Whereas in contrast, Weber argues that the social stratification, the division of the different classes which we find in the society cannot be defined solely in the terms of the class and the economic factor which affect the class which affect the class relationship. The two theories will be then compared so as to examine where the main differences between the two schools of the thought lies. So Karl Marx sees class as a social group whose members share the same relationship to the means of production. And if we talk about the and Karl Marx just talk about the two class. He said that in society there are always two classes are there, and Weber said Weber theory came as a criticism or criticism for the Marx theory, or the whatever the deficiencies were there in the Marx theories. It came to cover those deficiencies. As Karl Marx talk about only two classes, rich and poor, or bourgeois or proletariat class, but Weber said that in society, the Karl Marx ignored the middle class, as the middle class is also present in the society. And Karl Marx said that the only economic, he said that only the economic factor is responsible for determining the class and the status of any person. But Weber said the no, there are various other factors also responsible for class and status of a person. He talked about the three P's, and his theory is also known as three P's, Weberian theories or theory of three P's. So he talked about the power, property, as well as prestige. He talk about these three things. Karl Marx only talk about the property. Karl Marx said only the rich class is having a status and they can hold property, because they are only the rich class, only the class who is having control on the means of production can hold the property, will be rich class, and that is class is going to be rich, and that is class is going to be having prestige, honor in the society. And But on the other hand, Weber said no. The prestige can, if the person is having one P, suppose the person is having power, he can earn the other two P's. So he just talk about these things. The three component theory of stratification, more widely known as Weberian stratification or the three class system, was developed by German sociologist Max Weber, with the class status and power as distinct ideal type. Weber developed a multidimensional approach to social stratification that reflects the interplay among the wealth, prestige, and power. Weber argued that the power can take a variety of forms, means a person can achieve power through various ways. A person's power can be shown in the social order through their status, and if a person is holding a power that can be, then that person is going to hold some status in the society, and that person is going to have a status in the economic order, though their class, and in the political order through their party. And he said that in the economic order he will be holding a status, a higher position in the society. He will be rich, as well as in the political order. He will be having, yeah, and if we talk in the terms of the political, then he will be holding power. And if a person is going to have power, then he is going to hold status. If the person is going to, if a person is going to have wealth, economic, that then he's going to have status. In other way, in other sense, if the person is going to have a prestige, then also he is going to hold the status in the society. So that he just want to say this thing, that the Karl Marx theory, where he talk about the only economic factor determine and only the rich classes can be having the status. He said no, there are various other factors also which are responsible for the power and for the class and status. Maxwell formulated a three component theory of stratification that saw political power as an interplay between class status and group power. Weber theorized that class position was determined by a person's skill and education. He said that class position or status, if we talk about, then a person that can be achieved through education, rather than by their relationship to the means of production. So he said, if take an example of a teacher, maybe a teacher can be having a good prestige in the society, but on the other hand, he or she is not having power, and the wealth, but then also he that teacher is going to hold status in the society. Social stratification refer to the unequal distribution around the world. If we talk about the social stratification, then social stratification tell us about that the unequal distribution or distribution of wealth or resources in the world, and that's why the social stratification created, and three P's: property, power, and prestige. And because of this, these three P's can be seen. The stratification forms the basis of the divisions of society and categorization of people. Status refer to a person's prestige, social honor, or popularity in a society. Weber noted that the political power was not rooted solely in capital value, but also in one's individual status. If we notice that if the person is holding a political power, then also he is holding a good status in the society, though he is not wealthy, though he is not having economic relationship, he is not having capital, he is not having wealth, but then also he is holding and upper status in the society, as well as if he's having a political power. With the political power he can earn the other two things, like the property as well as the prestige, because he's going to be powerful, and with the help of the power, he's going to earn the name, fame, and with the wealth he can just buy the property. So so he's going to hold his status. Individuals status, poet or saints, for example, can possess immense influence on society, often with little economic worth. So, if it, class and status and power have not only a great deal effect with their individual areas, but also a great deal of influence over the other areas. Wealth, wealth include properties such as building, land, farm, houses, factories, as well as other assets. or the person's economic situation. If he is going to be wealthy, then he can buy property, he can buy the other things. But Weber said that if a person is working in a cooperative, then also he is having name, fame, and status. Uh, just Weber just want to say that only the economic power is not going to determine only the economic power is not going to determine the status of a person in the society. But there are the Weberian talk about the three P's: power, property, and prestige. And he talked about he said about now we are just going to discuss about the power. Sorry, prestige. Prestige means the respect which a person or a status position regard by the other. That means a status situation. Then we talk about the power, the ability of a people or a group to achieve their goal despite opposition from other parties, or we can say to control on others. So Max Weber took issue with the Marx seeming simplistic view of stratification. Weber argued that owning property such as factories or equipment is only a part of what determines a person's social class. Social class for Weber include power and prestige and property. Property also included. He agreed with the property is a common feature for Karl Marx as well as for the Weber, but he added prestige and power. In addition to property or wealth, people who run corporations without owning them still benefited and increased production and greater profit, and they can buy property and they hold a name, fame, status in the society. So Weber argued that property can bring prestige. Since people tend to hold rich people in high regard, prestige can also come from other sources such as athletic or intellectual abilities. In those instances, prestige can lead to property if people are willing to pay for access to the prestige. For Weber, wealth and prestige are intertwined. Power and wealth. Weber believed that social class is also a result of power. Means a person who is holding a power, like talk about the politician, then he is having name, fame, status in the society, which merely the ability of an individual to get his her way despite opposition. Wealthy people tend to be more powerful than poor people, and power can come from an individual prestige. And when a person hold power, name, fame, status come to him. Parties means power are concerned with the power. They are usually say some combination of class and status, but they need not be. Weber want to call parties a whole separate dimension. The whole goal of parties is to gain power, to gain control. Social stratification refers to the unequal distribution around the world of the three P's: property, power, and prestige. The German sociologist Max Weber developed a theory proposing that stratification is based on the factors that have become known as three P's of stratification. As I already told you, property, prestige. If the person is holding a property, he is going to have a status. If a person is holding a political power, then also he is going to have a status in society. If the person is wealthy, then also he is going to, or he is having um, if a person is having prestige, if he's having a status in the society, then also he is going to hold a status in society. And one, if he just mean to say that if the person is having one P, he can earn the other two P's. So prestige is a significant factor in determines one place in the stratification system. The ownership of property is not always going to assure power, but there are frequently people with prestige and little property. So, for example, maybe a teacher can be having a good prestige among the students and in the society, but maybe the teacher is not having holding a property, but then also the teacher is having a status in the society. Property, if a person is holding a materialistic material positions or the property, land, factories, etc., farmhouses, etc., offices, etc. If someone has control of property, that person has power over the others and can use the property to his own for own benefit, and that person is also going to have status in society. If we talk about the power, power is the ability to do what one wants, regardless of the will of the other. That means a domination. A closely related concept is power to make others' behavior conform to one's command. Means you are going to follow the other command, and you are bound to do that. This refers to two different types of power, which are position of power and exercising power. For example, some people in charge of a government have an immense amount of power, and yet they do not make much more. Thank you.